says, completely humble and gentle. Okay, what does complete mean? Complete. What does complete? Is it 99.99%? Complete is 100%. Okay? Completely humble, gentle. Be patient, bearing each with one another in love. I think the key word is love. So when you are in love, we bear others. When we are not in love, we look at others. And then we criticize relationships. See the couples get in love. They can overlook everything. Have you been a Christian? Okay, I hope you've been well. Okay. So, I think that Christian brothers and sisters were in love. When you're in love, when I was in love, the red become more red, and blue become more blue. My wife looked around and pretty. Anyway, so bearing with one another in love. So let's talk about this love. And then Paul talks about this love. Then we have some different ideas. What is love? If you can ask the person, what is love? Some people say, oh, it's an emotion. Like a hormone acting love or something. Maybe it's in your head, right? So, but let me talk about this love. Because this love, knowing this love, is a key, right? So this law, I want to get to this law, and then he quotes Psalm 68. Psalm 68, and he says, in the middle of the chapter 4, he says, he talks about Jesus. He ascended on high, he led captives in his train, and gave gifts to men. So he just wants to support his idea of love, what love is, by the scriptures, okay? And then he quotes Psalm 68. So when you look at the Psalm 68, it talks about God coming to the world, and then God is holy. He'll just melt everything. And there'll be no impurities. And God will just destroy all wicked men, right? But in there, if you look at Psalm 68, the psalmist says, His name is the Lord. So we rejoice Him, and then he says, verse 5, God is like this everything. A father to the fatherless, a defender of widows, is a God in His holy dwelling. Right? So who's God? God is a father to the fatherless, a defender of widows, is God in His holy dwelling. Right? So God, if I ask Jerry to describe God, and he'll put out the equations. Okay. I'm not moved by the equations. Okay. But I'm moved by the father to the fatherless and defender of widows. That means God is compassionate. So this God, compassionate God, looked at us. And looked at us, and then we found out, you guys had some problem. And then He sent Jesus to us. And then Bible says, this is love. God loved us. God sent His Son. And God sent His Son kingdom to the earth. Okay? So coming down is not easy. Right? Coming down is not easy. Coming up is easy, because if you're coming from Korea to America, it's easy because America is a lot nicer, right? But one girl, very sensitive, pretty, went to Uganda, and then it's like, and then she said, first day she went to like a medical mission. We watched the video, okay? And then she went to the room, and the dinner time, so she had some crackers or something. So So put it on the table. And then some uninvited guest came to. This rat sitting there and eating. And she was screaming. And this guy is not moving. and then she just freaked out, and then she couldn't eat for 2 weeks. And then she lost some weight. And then Meiko went to China. And then she told me that one of the most difficult things that she had to do was to take a cold shower. There's no hot water. And then she used to take 2 hours of shower. Now she's like 30 seconds. So I think we can save lots of energy just giving them all the hot water. Okay, so go green. Okay, and take a cold shower. But think about Jesus, God. You know, God, who's holy, who never dealt with the impure things. His eyes are too pure to see the evil of the world and kingdom. And then he had to live with us. And this is gospel. The gospel of Jesus is that we just be whatever we want to be comfortable with. The gospel of Jesus is that he has come down, and then he lived with us. And then those people whom he doesn't like. And then eventually those people killed him. So, and then whom he loved killed him. So that's the gospel. And he died for us. And then he rose from the dead, and he ascended to heaven. Right? So Paul says, when he ascended to heaven, that means he came down. Right? So we really want to think about Jesus. Right? So relationship is hard. Relationship is hard because statistically we don't do relationship very well. Because whether you're Christian or non-Christians, when you marry, the chance of you get divorced is 50% in this country. So it's almost like a flip to the coin. That means, I think we don't know the gospel. We don't know the gospel. We don't know how to bear others in love. Because fundamentally, the problem is that we don't know the love. So, as a Christians, those who know the gospel of Jesus, we do not know how to bear with others like Jesus bore with us. And then that's a very challenging verse for us. Right? Completely humble. And then I went to one of my friend's house. He's a Polish guy, and then his father went out and killed a deer. And then he made a deer soup. And then when I looked at it, it's all fat. And he's eating it, and then he said, "What's that, man? It's the best food my father can make." And I almost threw up. Right? So think about Jesus coming down, holy God coming down and living with us. He has to just deny himself, right? And then live with us. And then when he did so, God put him on the highest, right? So I think our humbleness, our gentleness is a limitation because our self-will, and we change our mood all the time. Sometimes we like some people, some people we don't like this one, and then how do you do this, and how do you appreciate this in the people that we don't like each other? That means we have to really think about it. Paul says, give it motivation and center, you know? And then we have to articulate gospel, right? And one of the things that's the most difficult change is the eating habit. Because I think one of the missionaries, I went to Russia for 40 years, they couldn't take Russian food. It's hard. They're so used to like Korean food and kimchi and things like that. They try to eat Russian food. They got sick. So we never saw about Jesus coming